You have no idea the amount of ignorance we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Hello and welcome to a brand new preview episode for Black and Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. This is preview episode 161, Dolemite. This is the original 1975 film that is utter madness.
Never seen it.
Neither have I, but from everything I understand about it, it's pretty out there.
I guarantee you Terrence has seen it, and the second he hears that we haven't seen it, he's going to be like, yeah, what's
I don't know. Has he seen this? Now, he did see Dolemite Is My Name, which is the new Eddie Murphy movie. He reviewed that for us. And he was saying the scenes, because that whole movie is about the making of this movie, basically, and sort of Rudy Ray Moore's start. He was like, the scenes in that depicting the moments in this movie are absolutely nuts. So I look forward to it. It's a cult classic. I don't expect it to be good, but I do expect it to be pretty hilarious.
I expect it to be
cheapness.
Like through the hard way funny.
Yeah, or like what everything I imagine about Black Dynamite, like all the bad editing and things like that, like those kind of things I feel like will be on display here, which, I mean, that's what makes a cult classic a cult classic. So look forward to a full in-depth conversation about that next week. And then I don't know when we'll do Dolemite Is My Name, but I think it'll be nice to have this already done and then do the Eddie Murphy movie, sort of looking back at the creation of this movie later on. That'll be a fun sort of juxtaposition. So yeah, 161 will be the original Dolemite. You can find this. I'm sure you can rent it on Amazon. You can probably find it in the $5 bin at Walmart. And of course, you can definitely, if you subscribe to Brown Sugar, the streaming service, it's a all black streaming service. It's kind of like Netflix but black. It has like every blaxploitation movie in it, and they have it, which is how we're going to watch it. So I would highly recommend Brown Sugar. It's cool to support black shit, and if you love blaxploitation movies, it's a great service, and it's like $3.99 a month. It's super cheap. So the random topic this week is all about the Botham Jean Amber Guyger trial, the trial of Amber Guyger in the killing of Botham Jean. This was the white police officer who went into a innocent black man's apartment and murdered him. And I use murder as a very specific word here on purpose. She was found guilty, which came to the shock of every black person. And but she was, however, only given 10 years, which was, in my opinion, not very much. But then there was also other sort of things that happened with the case and the sort of the fallout of the case. So we wanted to talk about that. Micah, did you think 10 years was enough? And were you shocked that she actually got found guilty?
I shouldn't have been shocked, right? Because someone committed murder and, was held accountable. But yeah, I was kind of shocked a little bit, because stuff like this just doesn't fall our way,
right?
And that's a shame. 10 years. What was the range? It was like up 5 years to 99 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I think it was kind of like first degree murder. It wasn't manslaughter, so she should have.
It's second degree murder.
Oh, so second degree. Okay.
First degree murder is killing with premeditated intent, and second degree murder is killing without premeditated intent. Right? Like she meant to kill him, but she didn't plan to kill him. She meant to shoot to kill, but she didn't plan on shooting to kill. So she got second degree murder. As far as I'm concerned, that should come with a minimum of a mandatory minimum of 25 years.
I would agree with you. I think we give people way too much leniency on murdering other people.
Right. Like you ended a life. Like to say that this person's life is worth, that's essentially what you're saying when you're doling out a sentence, right?
Right.
Like if this was some sort of, I mean, I hate to equate this way, and I don't mean it, but this is the only analogy I can think of. If you stole something from someone, you would have to pay back restitution. And that restitution is generally what the dollar amount is of what you took from them.
Right.
So essentially what you're saying, if you use that logic, and it, again, this is a poor analogy, but if you use that logic, you're saying that this person's life is only worth 10 years with a possibility of parole at 5, I think.
Right.
It just doesn't jive well with me. Like,
no.
if you want to do it that way, like you should go to jail for as many years as that person has been alive.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. Like, yeah. All right, well, he was, let's say 30. All right. You do 30 years. Like you stole 30 years from him.
Right.
Or the potential for 30 more. However you want to look at it.
The 30 years that he has been wasted because of you.
Right.
So you owe that.
You know what? Actually, I'll go a different way. Instead of you don't get every year that the person's been alive because they've already served. They've already been alive that time. We'll do it this way. We will figure out what the life expectancy of Americans is. I think it's like American men, let's say, is like 75. Okay, you got to pay for every single year from their death up to 75, right? Like, let's say he's 30. You got to give up 45 years in prison because you stole 45 potential years of his life away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever make me king of the world. It's going to be a real problem.
Don't make me a judge. Don't do it. A judge that actually hands out sentencing. Don't do it. I'll be like one of those judges from like one of them podunk towns that hands out weird. All right, well, you gotta paint his picket fence. Like, what the fuck kind of sentence is that?
You have to be his butler. Why?
Right. Well, he's my butler.
I get to tell him what to do. Yeah, so I don't think 10 years is quite enough. And like you said, 5 years until she can possibly be paroled, and she'll 100% get it. Yeah, she'll be on 5. So a couple of things that I thought were interesting is the initial pictures of Amber Guyger. She's like kind of a brown-haired, mousy white woman, and they blonded her up for the trial because there's nothing that sways America to more is than white women with blonde hair to make them look more innocent and reasonable. So I thought that was curious. It was kind of interesting. The other thing that I want to ask you about actually is the Botham Jean's family.
Yeah, go ahead and do all this fucking Christian shit. Go ahead. Get it out. Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking. I want to know what your feelings are. I'm not going to tell you what my feelings are yet. What are your feelings on his brother, his father, and the judge, who are all black, and the bailiff? Like the bailiff fixed her hair when she's crying and shit. Like, oh, I'm going to jail. The black bailiff fixes her hair instead of punching her in the head, which it's a different choice. I would have made a different choice, but the judge, who is a black woman, and the Botham Jean's father and Botham Jean's brother all hugged her. Botham Jean's brother said that he hoped that they could be friends, or the dad said that. They are apparently a very religious family, and I assume they're Christian. I don't know. I assume they are. And I assume that sort of that forgiveness in the immediate comes from their religion. That seemed to be what informed it. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, you're Christian, I'm giving you a hard time, but not really. Like, how do you feel about that? Because your religion tells you that you have to forgive, and this is most black people's religion in this country.
So with the whole forgiveness thing, like on the one hand, I kind of get it, because holding stuff like that can weigh on you and stress you out, and it's I don't know. It's weird. Like every morning, I used to wake up and swear, like, "Fuck," right?
Wow.
Like I gotta get up and go to fucking work. My wife was like, you should really stop that. Like you're kind of putting out negative energy the second you wake up.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
So I stopped, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. It worked. I don't hate and things started happening, right? All that is coincidence, probably, right? Like,
yeah, but I would say that having a positive attitude makes you feel better, and makes you more open to the world.
And that's my point.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
They probably forgave her because, the religion tells you that, but it tells you that because not for her sake, for your sake.
Sure.
So I get that. You're in a time of mourning and you don't, this is how you get over it. Like you have laid your family member to rest, and this is the one loose end that you got to tie up. And it's like, all right, you know what? I forgive you. Get the fuck out of here. Right.
Right.
So on the one hand, while I don't forgive at all, I understand it. What I do not understand is I want to be your friend. Nah, you ain't got to do all that, yo. Calm down. You ain't got to be nobody's friend that murdered your family member. You ain't got to be somebody's friend that spit on your dog. Like, I'm not here to be your friend. It's done. It's over. Right. That's it. The judge hugging this woman is fucking unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
I agree. She gave her a Bible too, by the way.
Again, unacceptable.
By the way, look, I'm gonna be harsh. She should be disbarred. She should be disbarred. Look, and I'm not saying that. Like, look, I love to see black people being judges. I think that's awesome. Whatever. You should be disbarred because we live in a country that is separation of church and state. You are a judge. Your job is to judge people based on the criminal code of the United States. It is not based. It should not. And look, I get leniency or not, whatever. Yeah,
but nobody's saying that you as a judge have to be
a robot.
A robot, right?
But you can't give out a religious book. Like, that's crazy. No. I'm sorry. Look, and I like to drink, but if I ever got arrested and had like a DUI, which would never be my thing, and the judge was like, you have to go to AA, I would be like, no, I'm not going. It's a religious organization, It's a religious organization. No, you can't.
The first step in AA is.
Yeah, you have to accept God. What the fuck?
You have to admit that you are fucking a horrible person. And you have to give yourself to God.
No,
and that is
that is a state mandated thing. No, you need to do that. That's cool. I'm suing the state of Maryland. No, you're gonna make it like you have to accept God. No, I don't. God ain't make this liquor. Get out of here. Nah, like, that's crazy to me. She should be disbarred. But that's.
I wouldn't even give her a hug, man. Like, I wouldn't have got off the bench. I would. You can be compassionate and you can tell her, you're religious, whatever. You can tell her, to go read,
Ecclesiastes or something.
Corinthians or whatever. Corinthians. But you can do that. You can do that from the bench, right? Like,
don't touch me.
Right. That is inexcusable. It just, and then giving her the Bible. Like, come on, like,
look, if you're gonna hit her with the Bible, fine. If you're gonna do a sneak attack, like, oh, I'm doing a hug, and then just fucking give her an arm bar or some shit, fine. But no, you can't just hug the woman. That's unacceptable to me. It's unacceptable.
You mentioned church and state. I mean, when you go up there, you swear on the Bible.
You'll have to, though.
God.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Okay.
No, you don't have to. People just don't fight it. Like, you don't have to. It's like when presidents and senators and shit are sworn in. You can swear on anything. If I ever became a politician, they were like, we want you to swear on this Bible, I'd be like, I'm swearing on this applied sciences book. Like, no. Fuck that. Get out of here.
The judge said that is quoted as saying, I'm going to paraphrase. She said that if Amber Guyger was white or was black, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have treated her like this. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have. They'd have thrown her ass under the jail. Knock it off. But so that gets to another question. Look, the forgiveness thing, I get from a Christian perspective. I truly do. I can respect that perspective. I am not of that perspective, but I can respect it. I, however, live by more of the Rick Ross kind of perspective, which is God forgives, I don't. No. You murdered my kid. You murdered my kid. Look, we have had this conversation on the show, and we've had this conversation privately. If someone hurt my kid, now that I'm a parent, it applies to my daughter. If someone hurt my kid or my wife, you, as my best friend, have one job. Your job is to throw a shoulder block to the bailiff so I can get to the person who hurt my kid. That's it. That's it. I'm not like, if you're listening to this, like in the future and you fucked with my wife or my kid, just know I'm coming for you in that courtroom. Like I am. Like those videos they show, like the husband going crazy. No, that's me. That's me. This is my life. Like, so the idea of, oh, I want to be your friend. That's bizarre to me. No, it's, you know what? I push back. It's not bizarre to me. It feels, and I'm going to piss people off, and I, much like FDR, I welcome your hatred. Look, it's because of fucking Christianity and slavery. And those things are tied to each other so tightly in this country. Mm-hmm. And look, people who are Christian, whatever, I have my whole thing about how, to me, it doesn't like largely make sense. But whatever. That's on you. I'm not judging. But what the optics are of black people who have been the victim of white, unabashed violence towards us, and we don't even give this woman 8 minutes to fucking stew in her own shit of killing us. You're like, you can't wait to be like, yes, and boss, you okay there? Oh, you all right? Oh, white woman, you fine? Oh, I hope you're not sad. Like, did y'all, like, we were talking in our fan group, blackandblackcinema.com/fans. Did they pay this white woman to kill their son? Like, what the fuck, yo? Why are you guys so super easy on this woman? Look, you can forgive her. That's all fine. You can have that relationship, and you can come out of it and realize, and she can realize that, like, she fucked up and all that. I'd be like, sit in jail for 2 years. And then maybe we can talk about it. Sit in jail for 5 years. When you get out, we can talk about it. And maybe we can have some sort of reconciliation. People have done that, right? Somebody has killed their family member by mistake or on purpose, and they go to jail. They serve their time, 20 years, 10 years, whatever. They get out. They reach out to their family like, look, man, I have understood the error of my ways. I am sorry. And they can have a different relationship. And that takes a strong person. And maybe I could do that. Maybe I can't. I cannot speak to that. But what I can speak to is this idea of giving up a soft shoe and all that other shit to somebody who hurt my family member and killed my son or my child. I cannot fucking fathom it. I cannot fathom it. I would try to strangle that woman to death in that fucking courtroom if I got my hands on her. Oh, can we be friends? Yo, if I'm the bailiff, I'm like, Dad, you need to stay over there because, nigga, I don't trust you. Because me as the dad, I'd be like, yeah, I want to be your friend. Let me give you a hug real quick. Like, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Nah. And it'd be the video of the crazy black father beating the brakes off of some white woman, which would not go over well. I understand that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand the mentality of allowing someone to kill your child, and you can't even mourn enough before you got your arms around them. Like the Bible says to forgive. Nigga, it ain't say in 2 minutes. Like, right. It ain't have a timestamp.
Eventually.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the Bible's concerned, you just fucking piece that shit up right before you go. Like, what the fuck? You didn't have to do it right then. And look, look, we are saying this from a perspective that we are not them, right? We don't know what that was like to lose their son and everything like that. And I grant it. That's why I'm not really super hitting on them about it. I'm just saying for me, For me, I cannot imagine what that would be like. I cannot imagine the level of anger in therapy that you would need to go through. Like you have to go through that shit, and then you're just like, oh no, you're just like diving on the grenade of like trying to protect this woman. No, and then there's like more information come out, like mad racist jokes and shit like that. I'm like, oh, this chick was kind of an asshole.
How can you hear that shit? How can you hear all that? And look, everybody makes racist jokes, right? There may be two white people in the world that don't make some sort of racist joke about every other race, and one of them is Brad. So I don't even trust him. Get out of here, Brad. So I fine, right? I get it, but that's not necessarily in your heart. But it don't look good, and if that shit comes back to bite you, I mean, it comes back to bite you. Like, but then people, I don't know, man. This forgiveness thing is baffling to me, and
yeah, I just think you look like a bunch of sycophants. Like I just do.
You look like
slaves.
You look like a. I'm not going to call them people that.
No, I'm saying you look. That's what it looks like. You know what you look like. You look like Steven crying over fucking Leonardo DiCaprio in Django. That's what you look like. Oh Lord, is she gonna be all right? Like, nigga, what the fuck? Who cares? Who cares? Oh, is she going? I'd be like, Your Honor, she gonna be in Gym Pop? Just ask her.
Right.
I just want to know. I want to know how many months is she gonna last in Gym Pop? By the way, she's not going to Gym Pop. But that
she's not.
But I just don't understand throwing yourself to like as a blanket to cover this white woman. Oh, she gonna be all right. Oh, it's gonna be all right. Nigga, no. Like if she was a cop and she mistakenly killed your son because like there was a crime going on and your son just happened to be walking by and she just reacts by mistake and kills him. I understand that. Like, look, sweetheart, you did not mean to kill my son. Like, I understand it. Yo, she broke into, okay, let's be real. She broke into your son's apartment and she killed him in fucking cold blood. She did. It wasn't premeditated, though the witness, which we'll talk about, was like, I think it might have been, right? Like people heard her pounding on the door and stuff like that. Like this case is weird, man. So
at best, at worst, it is premeditated first degree murder. And at best, for her, it's utter incompetence. Like, right. Which one is it? Like
neither one is good.
Right. Like, and that's my thing, man. Like, we're never afforded this kind of benefit of the doubt or leniency or anything like that, right? Like, we're just not. Well, I don't know what these cops are made of, but they're not made of the tough stuff that apparently everyone says cops from the past are made of.
No. Well,
these motherfuckers are jumping at their own shadows, breaking into other people's homes and are spooked and shit. Like, apparently she didn't follow procedure. You know, if you think there's an intruder in your house, you don't go in there fucking lone wolfing the shit. You go out.
Yeah, you don't come in you don't come in blasting. What the fuck? Also, I could never walk into someone else's house and not notice that it's not my furniture. Immediately.
I mean, look, I've never been drunk. That was her claim, right? I've been drunk.
No. If I walked into my house, I'd be like, this is not my aesthetic.
Right. What the fuck is this leopard print rug?
Yeah, like,
what the fuck is this hand chair doing?
Right, like, this place doesn't even have Edison bulbs. Knock it off.
What's this beaded curtain of incense? What?
Gross. I just, like, that excuse sounds like bullshit to me. Like, you weren't just drunk. You were blasted out of your mind. Way, way, way past drunk. Like, you were on something else then. And in that case, why do you have your service weapon? Like, that to me is also a thing. Yeah, I'm not buying the story. There was talk that they were trying to get the jury. Like, the judge did a lot. Again, I feel like this judge should be disbarred. The judge did a lot of things I thought were really fucked up. Like she presented to the jury that they could consider the castle doctrine in this woman's case, where the castle doctrine basically is, hey, if an intruder comes into my house, I can kill them, right? Which I think most people can understand, right? Like that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, like you break into my house, if I kill you, like that's on you. That ain't on me. Right?
That means Botham Jean had every right to murder that woman.
Right. Except let's get real. If he did,
right.
No, nigga, you going all the way to jail.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, that there's an interesting way to kind of flip this situation. If she was just like broke in, like I'm drunk, and he was just like bow, 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 and just hit her with like 4 shots. No, he going to jail. He going to jail forever.
Right. He's absolutely going to jail.
Oh, Castle died. Oh, this nigger knew what he was doing. Like get out of here. They wouldn't even have considered it, including that black judge probably. So, but they tried to give her the ability to use the castle doctrine. Like, you want to talk about what white privilege is? How the fuck you get the castle doctrine not in your own castle?
Right. It's in the castle, yo.
It's in the title of the fucking doctrine. Is it your place? No. Okay. So then no, you don't get to use this. But they were trying so hard to give her some level of leniency. And, you know, Trevor Noah from the Daily Show brought up a really good point. He was like, it's not that we are angry at how Amber Guyger was treated. And immediately I was like, nigga, what are you talking about? But then he finished, and he made a good point. He was like, it's not that we're mad at how she was treated, is that no one else is ever treated that way, right? No one else is ever treated with any humanity and respect and human leniency, right? If they throw black people, they just threw this one dude in jail for being late to jury duty. They gave this dude 10 days in jail for being late to jury duty. How many times I've skipped jury duty?
I've never been called for jury duty.
I have. I was on an attempted murder case. Woof. They gave that nigga 40 years. I felt bad, but like he shot a dude in a crack house. Like you got to go to jail, dog.
Yeah.
Just up all night doing crack and then just shot this dude like 4 times in the chest. And he lived. He testified. It was crazy. So yeah, this case has got like white privilege and I think remnants of slavery and that sort of mindset left over, sort of Christian forgiveness. And then the number one, the main witness for like against this cop, this kid gets murdered like a couple days later. And they're saying, oh, somebody drove 4 hours to kill him over weed. And then they left the weed there. I'm like, this case don't make sense.
That should sound like a cop excuse if I've ever heard one, yo.
Oh, sprinkle some crack on him and get the fuck out of here. Like,
right. Like it couldn't even be hard drugs. Like
that's what they had access to.
Like, I mean, come on, man. Like that shit. It's part of me wonders if like they do these ridiculous stories because look, I know black people are conspiratorial and shit, but this shit is why, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on, even I'm on board. Like, conspiracy, like, knock it off. This is crazy.
Like, this is a fucking they murdered that dude, yo.
They did.
They murdered that dude, and yeah, man, I don't. Part of me thinks that they're trolling us with these fucking terrible ass stories.
They're so outlandish. Like the only response we can have is this is all made up, and they're like, "Oh, y'all think everything is made up?" Like, fuck.
A weed head is gonna drive 4 hours to get revenge on somebody, nigga. That's like you driving from here from where you live to New York over a bag of weed.
Oh, weed, not coke, not heroin. Is worth way more. Weed?
Yeah, come on, yo. Like none of this shit makes sense.
Nigga, weed is legal in DC. Like, fuck, I'm mad about. Like, no, what? No, it doesn't make any sense. Also, if I was smoking that much weed, I just stay home. Like, it's on Netflix. Like, who cares?
Right, yo. Like
Nobody's getting shot over that. It's dumb. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you. When I'm gonna see you, I don't know, nigga. I'm tired. Like, you're not driving 4 hours to fight anybody over weed. Like, you're just not, and you're certainly not killing anybody over it. Come on. Yeah. So, I'm not buying that part of the case. It seems like bullshit. But we'll see, I guess. It's the whole idea of the case is irritating to me. And it's sort of like the perfect example of police brutality against black folks coming to the ultimate head. Is that now they can walk into your residence and kill you when you didn't even do anything. Like there's no excuse, right? And I say this with complete and utter anger in my voice, but I can't yell because my daughter's asleep. When white people talk about police brutality against black people, oh, they're all making it up. It's not so bad. I don't hear anybody talking about this case. They don't say anything about it. Because, what is the argument? This nigga's at home. This dude is at home sitting on his couch and a cop walks in and kills him. So what's your excuse? What's your fucking excuse now?
I did a social experiment, and I saw this when I was looking at this case. A Fox News link comes up.
Yeah,
this was before, like just right after the sentencing, right?
Yeah, boy.
A Fox News link comes up, so I click it, and I do what I never do, right? I read the comments.
You're a fool.
Nigga, even those people were like, yo, come on, yo. Come on. Like, she went into that man's house and fucking murdered him. You know?
Wow.
Like, that should tell you something.
It permeated that dumb fuck brick wall. Congratulations.
Right.
Like, that's how egregious it is. Like, who believes that story? Oh, I was drunk and then come on, yo. Nah, I've been super lit. If I walked into I was talking to my mom about it. She was like, she once, I guess somebody's car was open and they had the exact same car as her. And she was like, and she got in, she was like, this is not my car. Like, immediately. Like,
right.
It don't smell like my car. I don't have that particular types of mints. Like, you just know, like, there's something wrong. Yeah. You know immediately. So, like, no, I'm not buying that you could walk in. I don't care how drunk you are. You could walk in to a house, not notice it's yours, but you still cognizant enough to fire your service weapon that well that you could kill this guy? Now, if you're like blackout drunk, you're not going to be able to pull a service weapon and just hit this dude multiple times. You're just not. I'm not buying it. Like, what, you became a fucking marksman the second your hand touched a gun, even though you were drunk? No, that doesn't make any sense. So, no, I mean, look, fuck this judge. She should be disbarred.
Yeah, that's the person who I am. That's the person who I am most, well, outside of the woman who murdered the man, is the person that I have the second most fault with, because look, the family, they're out of their mind right now.
Who knows?
Like they can't think straight. And even if they are, I mean, look, I'm not here to tell people how to grieve, but
that's fair.
This judge, like her job is to be fucking impartial and
good luck. Balls and strikes.
Even if you feel like you need to do this as a judge, can you get out of your judge's robes before you do it?
Right.
Like just the optics of it, of the person that is sitting in judgment of you during this literally an open and shut case, and you, it is. I've never seen anything like that.
I don't get it, man. I just do not understand how in the fuck she thought that was acceptable behavior. I just don't. And I just don't understand you. Oh, I'm a hug this girl. Like, she didn't get caught stealing from Target for her newborn baby or some shit where you'd be like, oh, like, all right, sweetheart.
Right. That's a teachable moment, right? This is more than just a teachable moment.
She killed this dude.
This is fucking murder, dude.
By the way, what you've also shown and again, you're absolutely right. We can't tell people how to grieve, right? Like, so again, I'm not trying to hit the family too hard on that, just because I don't think that's fair. And I'm coming from a perspective that is very lucky, which is not having to lose my brother or my son. But the optics do matter. And sadly, Black folks, we do not live in a world where the things that we do are seen as solely ours. They are judged across our entire fucking race. It's just, it is what it is. We don't like it. None of us like it, but it is what it is. And we can't pretend just because we don't want it to be true that it's not true. But what it feels to me is them doing what they did gives open season to cops.
Yeah, man.
Fuck it. We'll just make up a story. We'll make up a story and get compassion, and then these dumb niggas will hug us.
They're fucking emboldened, man. They're already emboldened.
Right. But now you're showing that you will forgive even in one of the more egregious stories. So again, not telling people how to mourn, but that is what the narrative easily could shift to by cops watching that and seeing like, oh, well, they forgive for anything. So why do I care? Like, why do I give a shit about their lives if they don't? Right. I'm not saying that that actual Black people don't care about their lives, but I can see the twisted mindset of somebody who doesn't care thinking that. Yeah, the whole thing is fucked, and I don't care for it. I don't like it at all. It's a real problem.
Do you think that this woman will change? I don't. I think she'll do her 5 years, get out on good behavior.
She won't be a cop anymore.
Is she allowed to be a cop anymore?
I doubt it.
Like even in like another state? No,
because you went to prison. Like I feel like they just be like, yeah, she blonde though. You know what? You're right. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I think she will be like. It takes a certain type of mentality to be a cop, right? And especially if you've done it for a while, like that's a level of power that everybody doesn't have, and it's intoxicating, just like all power.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's going to try to find a way to be in some sort of authoritative position.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I'm speaking from complete and utter ignorance, but
I would imagine if you did 5 years for murder, being a cop would be really a tough job. But as they say on the internet, watch whiteness work. Like, I mean,
yeah, man.
They might make it happen. Like
when that bitch started fucking, you can't even cry, You can't even cry.
I was like, if you don't I was like, Becky, if you don't wrap up these crocodile tears, get the fuck out of here.
She couldn't even squeeze them bitches out. Like, I can think of some sad shit that happened in my life and start crying, Like, this woman.
There's no remorse there.
It was fucking laughable. And I'm like, I told my wife, I said, this is why I don't like white women. Like, this right here. It's not like this is why I don't trust white women.
I don't trust them.
I like them fine. Like most of the ones that I've interacted with, they're all right with me, but I don't trust them. Carrie is probably the most is the whitest white woman that I speak to on a regular basis.
She's the whitest white that's ever whited,
and she's a very nice person, and she will go to bat for you. But I think if push came to shove, nah. She wouldn't take a bullet for me.
Take a bullet, nigga? I wouldn't take a bullet for you.
A metaphor.
I don't know. I'd give her more than that. I feel like if push came to shove, I feel like Carrie get into a bar fight.
I think she would lead the charge.
Yeah, I feel like she would.
I feel like she would lead the charge.
Yeah, I feel like she would.
Like,
see, here's the thing. I don't trust Brad. I don't trust him. Brad ain't gonna stand up.
He's probably the one I shouldn't trust.
Nah, see, he's the quiet. He's the Tom Hanks type. He fucking just moonwalk us away right out of a bar fight. I've gotta go. I've got a James Bond movie to watch or some shit. Like, come on, Brad. They going bankers. You niggers are on your own. Just bounce. No, I like my whole thing is I don't trust. I wouldn't say there's any group that I don't trust explicitly. I just don't trust people I don't know. Like that's my whole thing. And this woman struck me as a person who is dishonest. And yeah, we all make racial jokes, but like,
I know it's something about when white people do it.
Yeah.
Nah, it's too real.
It's too real, right? Like, yeah, you're not that pulled out from reality, right? And like, like we make the jokes, and yeah, I know. Like as a white person, you listen, like, well, that's not fair. And granted, it's not fair.
Yeah, it's called privilege. It's called black man's privilege. We can call people niggers, and we can make fun of white people. Wow.
Yeah, and your credit scores are higher, so fuck you.
And you can buy houses and shit with no fucking problem. So I don't want to hear that shit.
That's why I married a halfie. No, but but in all seriousness, like it's like there is something about it, and it's not because every white person who makes a racist joke or whatever is the worst type of person, right? Like that's silly. No. It's that the worst type of white people also make those jokes. Right. And so we can't discern from, as Dave Chappelle would say, the good whites from the bad whites.
Right. So, y'all all look alike, man.
Right. It's hard for us. It's hard for us. We're just being complete dicks. But it's just one of those things where it does feel different for us. Like it just does. Like, I don't like if I make a joke about like Asian dudes, like I don't really hold anything negative towards Asian dudes. Like,
right.
Like I get up, I go to work. There's plenty of Asian dudes there. I'm just like, what's up, dude? Like it ain't no big deal. Like I don't hold any judgment of them. I'm like, yeah, you're not a very good driver, but whatever.
Yang Gang 2020.
Secure the bag. But in the history of America, that history just follows you. Like, is it fair? It's not fair.
Nah, it's not. But it is what it is.
But you know what else wasn't fair? Slavery wasn't fair.
Right.
That's like not our fault. That's your fault.
White people have a history in this country of making racial jokes and them being racist. So
right. And being in positions of power, which is the more important part of that, right?
Right.
So is it fair? It's not fair, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Look, the best we can tell you, just be a good white person. Like, that's it. Just be a good white person. Call this type of shit out. Like, when you see, oh, they're going to do the castle doctrine. I mean, I got a number of white friends on Facebook. They were like, they practically wrote, nigga, what? Right? Like, they were equally as, like, baffled by this, right? So that's how I know, like, yeah, you're a good white person. Like, you got to see this shit and go, nah, this is unacceptable. Like, it's unacceptable. And I think it's okay to say that. But when you're like, yeah, 5 years, with parole. Okay, cool. No. Any rational person should see this as a problem. And I am afraid that police officers watching this are going to be like, it's open season, and that's a fucking problem.
Just eke out some fucking crocodile tears. Now, I don't think white men can get away with this.
Oh no!
But if you're a white woman, if you're a white woman, yeah.
Look, America loves a blonde white woman. Anytime they're out here fucking 13-year-olds and they're getting away with it, America loves a white woman. Oof. A blonde white woman? Yeah, huge.
All you have to do is be moderately attractive, and you literally can get away with murder, child rape, and
murder. You think they gonna let a 45-year-old, a 35-year-old black man with dreads fucking a 13-year-old girl, a white girl? You think they gonna let this nigga out of prison ever? No, he going under the jail. They're not even having a conversation. You think they're going to let a black woman do it? Oh,
they just shot her ass.
Yeah, Miss Smith is out here fucking Jabraden. Like, nah, you going to jail. You going all the way to jail. Like, they're not having that conversation. But, some moderately attractive white woman, they're like, oh, no, I mean, she needed it. She needed that 13-year-old dick. Like, what the fuck? But that's what we basically do in this country. And white privilege exists. It absolutely exists. And white woman privilege absolutely exists. But no, Amber Guyger should go to prison forever. Or for, let's say, 45 years. She should.
Yeah, it should have at least been 25 years mandatory.
Yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't even been a question. Your life is over.
Come on, man.
Yeah, she should get out and she should realize that she fucked all the way up.
I need you to sit in fucking state mandated timeout for a good long while to think about what you did.
Absolutely.
5 years.
And that family, I'm telling you, if it were me, if you're going to do the forgiveness thing, just give it a minute. Give it a minute. Let people stew in their own bullshit for a minute. Yeah,
forgive her when she comes out. She didn't even pay her penance yet. Like, forgive her when she comes out.
Yeah, again, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I can't judge you harshly for wanting to forgive her when she gets out. But let her serve her time. Like, if she serves her time, then let her serve her time. 5 years is not that long. It's just not that long.
In the grand scheme of things, no, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. You could have waited 5 years.
Look, I don't want to do it.
Oh, nigga, I'm not doing it.
But come on, man.
Who you talking to? Hey, are you cool with staying in jail for 5 years? Nigga, I'm not cool with staying in jail for 5 minutes. No, not built for it.
I don't even watch Orange is the New Black anymore.
Like, no,
that's how much I don't want to be near a jail.
Click. Nope. Nice try.
Went to Alcatraz one day and
oh yeah, I did that.
We see all these people like, hey, I'm in the jail cell. Woo! I told my wife, I ain't doing that.
That's how they get you.
Right.
They're like, surprise, we reopening it. You already in there. Clink.
Right. That's the last thing I need is for somebody to see a picture of me behind bars. Like, like nah.
Yeah. Nah, because I've been to Alcatraz twice. Every time we get to that part, I'm like, nope. Nah, that's how they get you. Nah. Oh, this nigga looks way too comfortable. Close that door. No. Is this broken? Take the door off. Nah. I don't even want to be in the cafeteria where criminals used to be. Like, knock it off. This feels very uncomfortable. I only really want to be in the yard just because of the movie. That was a cool scene. All right, I think that's about it. We will be back next week with Dolemite, the original 1975 film. Again, if you want to rent it on Amazon, you can, or watch it streaming on Brown Sugar, brownsugar.com, I believe it is, for the streaming service. Again, it's only $3.99 a month, so support shit that's black. That's a good idea. Or if you already own it, you can always check that out. Oh, one last thing. Make sure you go to blackonblackcinema.com/premium. Sign up for premium content. It's $5 a month or $50 for the full year. You get all of our premium shows, including Look Forward, which is our political show that I host along with Andy, a white man. And we talk politics, and we get really, really raunchy about the funny parts of politics, like the dumb shit that happened this week. Apparently, Elizabeth Warren is into BDSM, according to a stupid right-winger. But listen to all that. It's fucking hilarious, and it's really worth $5. Also, new thing is up now, and I'll keep reminding you guys about this. Make sure you go to blackonblackcinema.com/submit, SUBMIT. And that is a form that you can submit movie ideas for us to do. Movies that we have not done, please. But you can submit movie ideas. All you have to do is put your first name, the name of the movie. You can submit one movie at a time, but you can submit as many movies as you want. So do that. We have a list. It feeds into a list that we have, and we will start picking movies from that list. So that's a cool way to suggest movies, and it's free and it's easy. So again, blackonblackcinema.com/submit. And we will submit,
like Fantasia.
Yes. Submit to that dude who's definitely embezzling all of your money. Good luck. All right, that's it, and we will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye. You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present, and every other week we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.